Hey there, how are we, everybody out there on YouTube land? It's Brittany here, and I'm doing a little bit of a different video today. Not really that different, but I suppose what's the most different is my presentation. So I normally get on here and I'm wearing a skirt and heels and I've got my hair on and everything, but I thought I'd do something today just to sort of keep it real, right? So I am pretty much just doing casual today. Some leggings, one of my old t-shirts. I've probably mentioned numerous times in my other videos that I'm a mountain biker, so I do wear, or still have, quite a bit of Troy Lee and Fox and other sorts of branded mountain biking apparel, if you like. So this is my hair. This is where I'm at with my hair growth. It is getting there. But I may have mentioned in another video, I am having some issues with my scalp. Today, the 15th of March, is my 1 year anniversary from my gastric sleeve surgery. So it was 1 year ago today, I went under the knife for the very first time ever. I'd never had any surgery before that. I'd never been in hospital. I'd had a couple of broken bones here and there, so that statement of never being in hospital wasn't exactly true, but first time in a surgery of any type. And yeah, wasn't that the start of an amazing journey? I had no idea, no conscious thought at that stage of my life that surgery, the decision to have that surgery, would have led me here. You know, I have well documented in my other videos that, you know, I had these feelings of being a little bit different and wanting to be a girl since I was 6 years old. But never ever had I thought that I would realize those dreams and that one day I would be here talking to you as the woman that I am today. Yes, I'm still early on my journey. I know I keep saying that, but I am feeling 100% as a woman, and it's fantastic. So yeah, 1 year to the day, I was 140 kilos. I'm not sure what that is in pounds for anybody who's watching me in other countries, but that's a lot. I'm now 76 kilos, and I've plateaued at 76. I did go to 75, and I've put 1 kilo back on, and I've maintained that. And that's been, you know, 1 year on, huge changes to my diet. If you're not sure about bariatric surgery, it really restricts the amount of food you can consume. So basically the procedure is they remove 85% of your stomach. So if my maths is right, that leaves you with 15% of your original stomach. So that's not a lot. So in the early stages, you can only eat a tiny little bowl of food, and it's very limited to, you have your proteins and then some vegetables when you can stomach them. And at first, it's like you're a baby again. It's like you've got to teach yourself how to eat. Everything's pureed, everything's soft, and then you go to semi-soft, and then it's like semi-solids, and then to soft solids, and then, you know, until you get back to a point where I can basically eat anything that I want now. It's just still the quantity that I struggle with, but I can eat a lot more than what I used to, but it's still not a lot, hence why I'm still 76 kilos. Coupled with that is my mountain biking and my exercise routines. I exercise quite a lot, predominantly mountain biking. That's my source of exercise, and it's an all-over body exercise, and it keeps me fit and healthy and trim, which I'm very happy with. So yeah, it was that journey that led me to sort of rekindle my passion, my urge, whatever you want to call it, to express my femininity, to explore the feminine side of me that was always there. And you know, I'm not embarrassed to talk about this now that I'm at this stage, that when I was at my heaviest, part of the reason that I was extremely depressed is because I couldn't express that side of me, or I couldn't feel like I could express that side of me. So dressing up in female attire, it just became less and less of an option for me because of my size. I just physically couldn't fit into the clothes that I had, a lot of them, and the ones that I could fit into, the ones that might have been the stretchy type of material, I just looked like a bag of potatoes, and I just didn't look, I didn't see myself looking feminine and looking the way I wanted to look. And so I had basically lost that ability to express myself, and without that ability to do that, I became depressed, and I drank too much alcohol, and I abused food, and it's that vicious cycle of you fall into these routines, these negative cycles, and then they just get worse. And because you feel worse, you do more bad things to your body, and then that makes you feel even worse, and then it repeats until it got to a point where I looked at myself in a photo that they're posted up on everywhere. It's me in I think it's a 4XL white t-shirt. I was out mountain biking with my son, and it was on Australia Day. It would have been 2020. I had the surgery 2021, yeah, so 2020 Australia Day, and I was at my heaviest, almost at my heaviest. A bit of a funny story: when you commit to doing the surgery and then you have to have a pre-surgery diet, which is pretty much a liquid diet for 2 weeks? Yeah, it was 2 weeks. The 1st of March, I started the liquid diet. And so the lead up to those 2 weeks is what is commonly known as a food funeral. Basically, you're saying goodbye to food for the rest of your life, or the quantities and types of food. It's a food funeral. There's no other way to put it. And boy, did I put it away. So I think when I weighed in to have all my pre-surgery things done, and to get my admittance to hospital and all the paperwork sorted out, I weighed maybe about just over 130. Then post food funeral, I was at 140. I laugh and joke about it now, but it's pretty serious stuff. It wouldn't have been long before I became diabetic. One or many of my organs would have failed, and I would have been in an early grave. So the decision to take on the surgery initially was to save my life. I couldn't drink alcohol and that, so that ticked that box as well. It stopped me from drinking, and I didn't drink alcohol for 6 whole months after the surgery. So September, I'd set myself a goal, 6 months. I could have drank 1 month after the surgery if I wanted to, but I just didn't want to. I look back on my life, and I probably hadn't been sober for that amount of time since I was a teenager. So Australian culture, we love a drink. And when you're playing the role of the typical Australian male, that involves drinking a hell of a lot of beer, followed by equal amounts of bourbon or whatever your chosen spirit is. So yeah, when I commit to something, I commit to it, and I committed to the role of playing the male Australian quite well, as everybody has said to me. All my friends and family have wow, if you would have given me 1,000 questions, or asked me 1,000 times, I would never have guessed that you were going to be transgender, and you just played the role of the male so well. But that big, happy-go-lucky, alcohol-swilling person that I wasn't a good example for anybody, and it wasn't doing me any good. So, all right, if you've got this far in the video, congratulations. Like I said, today's a bit of a different look, a bit of a different vibe, and it's about keeping it real. It's about, makeup and hair are wonderful things, and clothes are wonderful things, and I get so many compliments about how I present. I really wanted to show you what 5 months on HRT looks like, and this is 5 months on HRT. So that if I show you the figure, my body shape, it's definitely changed. There's definitely curvature here. There's definitely the breast growth happening. I'm a comfortable B cup now. I just hope for more. I hope it keeps going. But my face has changed quite a lot, and the part that gives me the most dysphoria, which is my neck here, which I've probably mentioned 1,000 times, it's getting better. It is getting better, and my face is changing and everything. So yeah, so this is 5 months on HRT. I just got a message this morning again from my doctor that I've been bumped. She's not well, so as you know, if you're watching this as a trans person or somebody who's on the journey to find a doctor, you know how difficult it is to find somebody who is genuinely aligned with providing transgender care to trans patients. There's not a lot of doctors out there, and in where I live in Australia, I've discovered through speaking to my doctor that it's really the individual doctor's personal interest in these matters that drives them to go and get the training that they need and the information that they need to then provide the care to the trans person. So regular doctor school doesn't cover this, not generally speaking. I've come to learn. So finding a good doctor is very difficult, and she's a wonderful doctor, but unfortunately she hasn't been well. So I'm already 3 weeks overdue seeing her. I had my blood test back at the start of March. So I'm just interested to know what my levels are. So I've booked in to see another doctor who does do some transgender patients. So I'll see her this weekend and hopefully get an idea of where my levels are. Well, I will get an idea of where my levels are, and then we can talk about whether we need to increase or change or what have you. So yeah, at 5 months I was kind of hoping that we would maybe be switching things up a little bit and hopefully turbocharging things a bit to get some more results. I mean, I think I'm well and truly at the stage now where there's no turning back. This is full steam ahead. This is definitely where I want to be, and I want to be even further on than this. So yeah, if you're having doubts, if you're thinking, when does it start to really cement into your mind that this is the right thing to do? Because I see lots and lots of posts out there of trans people saying, I'm still not sure. I've been on HRT for X amount of weeks or months and I'm still questioning and I still don't know. Well, I can honestly say that I am at a point where I am 100% convinced, confident, sure, however you want to say it, that this is my journey, this is my life, and there's no way I'm turning back. I mean, I've been lucky enough to have such a good transition to date. The vast majority, I can't say everybody, because there have been a couple who have stepped back from my life, and unfortunately my immediate family, fortunately for me, my immediate family have been nothing but loving and supporting, and from day one supported me 100%. But there's been a couple of family members who haven't taken it so well. They stepped back in November last year, and we haven't heard from them since. So it's disappointing. It's sad, but in the big scheme of things, it's regrettable that those people that I love dearly aren't in my life at the moment. Maybe one day they will be, but I consider it collateral damage at this stage, because I've come to realise that my happiness is just way more important. Sorry to say, it's way more important than anybody else. And look, and I think that's the reason. And if you're a trans person watching this, and it took you a long time, if you're a late transitioner like I am, I'm sure you can relate to the fear of losing people. That's probably one of the biggest drivers in not coming out and not realising your true identity, because the fear of losing those people is just overwhelming. And thankfully for me, again, that really didn't happen that much to people. Look, maybe one friend as well, but he's a bit of a distant friend at this stage anyway. We would maybe speak on birthdays and that type of thing. So again, regrettable. They're people that have been with you your entire life. And the people I'm referring to have literally been there my entire life. And it's the disappointing thing is, and I don't want to get too hung up on this because that wasn't the theme of today's video, but it's just really disappointing that the person that I was, the role that I was playing was the role of the big, fat, overweight, beer drinking, alcohol abusing, depressed, suicidal, disconnected, arrogant, swearing, like how many more words can I describe myself? And that's the person that they liked. Not this person. They haven't even given me a chance yet. They haven't even wanted to get to know the real me. They've just kind of put up the brick wall and said, no, we liked you as that person, and sort of making kind of accusations that we don't know that that's appropriate to be around the children. I'm like, oh, okay, so sitting back and drinking 24 beers and a bottle of spirits in front of the kids, that's a good example. That's the kind of lifestyle they want to promote as acceptable to the kids. How about a lifestyle where you're true to yourself and you're honest and you're open and transparent and actually in touch with who you are, and therefore building better relationships with the people around you because you are your authentic self, rather than just giving them a fake version of you. You're actually giving them your actual true self. Like, isn't that what we should be promoting in the world today? You know, loving yourself, being honest to yourself, and then treating others with respect and love and dignity. It just doesn't make sense. Anyway, like I said, I didn't want the video to be about that, but I'm still trying to put a positive spin on things, right? So, if you've gotten this far in the video, congratulations. I noticed this morning, I haven't been on YouTube for a little bit, I was away, etc., etc. And I noticed I've got over 100 subscribers now. Like, that just jumped by about 40 in the last week. So if you're one of my new subscribers or one of my original subscribers, thank you so much. Like, this is great. I feel like this is gaining momentum. I hope I haven't turned you off today. I hope you didn't subscribe and go, oh, this looks great. This looks really informative. And here's this person who's presenting really well. And then some random shows up here without any hair on and casual clothes. But as I said earlier, this is just keeping it real, and it's keeping me grounded. And you know, to expand on that a little bit, so on the weekend it was the Festival of Brittany. You can still see the things up around the house that my beautiful family put up for me to make me feel super special as my first birthday as Brittany. And it lasted the week. Like, we had the Festival of Brittany. It's a thing we do in our family and friends. So over the weekend, we went out for lunch with friends and family on the Saturday, and the Saturday evening we went back to my sister's house and we carried on the festivities. Stayed overnight, and then we came home the next morning. So the next morning I'm pretty much presenting kind of like this, I suppose. I think I'm still looking, I hope I'm still looking kind of feminine, not too masculine. I hope I still can pull it off even like this without the hair and the pretty clothes and things. But I had to stop and get fuel on the way home. And for the first time, I actually went, you know what? Stuff it. Why am I worried about what I look like? I look like me. And I am just me, right? So whether I've got a wig on or not, whether I'm wearing a skirt or leggings or jeans, what does it matter? And then you think about like cisgendered women, they wear a variety of things. I mean, some girls wear skirts every single day, then that's their choice. Some girls don't wear skirts at all or dresses at all. It's shorts and pants all the time. Some find a balance. Like my wife, I sort of emulate her style and how she presents, and she's one day it's pants, one day it's a skirt, then it's a dress, then, you know, it mixes it up. So then I'm thinking, well, I'm just being me. I'm comfortable in these clothes. I feel good in these clothes. And, you know, I think I might have documented way back at the start of one of my videos that, you know, sure, in the early days, it was about the clothes. It definitely was about the clothes. Well, that was my way of expressing myself. That was the way of letting out those feminine traits that were inside, that were locked inside, that I never really understood. So yeah, it was definitely about the clothes. But since I've come out, since I've started HRT, since I've socially transitioned, I'm out at work and everywhere, the clothes are important, don't get me wrong, but it's not the be all and end all. Where I can see a clear distinction. Pre-transition, it was all about the clothes. Post, or I won't say post because when does transition ever end? It's clothes are an important part, but it's not the be all and all. Hence why today I'm standing here talking to you like this. So, I think I might wrap this video up. This is probably the longest video I have done. If you've watched all of this, you are an absolute champion. Thank you so much. My subscribers keep growing. It's fantastic. I love this. And that was the exact motivation as to why I'm here today talking to you and putting out a little bit more content. So if there's something you would like me to talk about, if there's a subject or topic that interests you, if you have questions, pop them in the comments and I'll do my best to answer those. But I'm going to wrap this up now. I've got this cool little clicker thing, turn the Bluetooth back on. So have a lovely day, everybody. Thank you for listening to me, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.